Hello guys, welcome to the National 2008 game versus Valencia CF. This is a title deciding game today. Really exciting occasion. We are out in Long Island. Coach Shaq, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Fantastic.
Thanks so much for coming out here in the cold.
Yeah, I know.
How are the feet? We've been out here for about 15 minutes so far.
Couple layers on, so I'll be warm. I'm looking forward to a fantastic game. We have the Nationals team, very high scoring team. Last game, what, 21-0? 21-0. So looking forward to it. If these guys win, they go 6 points ahead. 6 points ahead could potentially have them win the title with that 6 points lead. Hopefully Valencia slip up somewhere along the line. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the game.
And is there, I mean, you've seen this national team a bit. Is there any particular approach you think they should take to this game? They're playing, Valencia's a really tough team. Like you said, they're playing against weaker teams, in the previous two. What approach do the boys need to take today?
Well, the national team itself is a team with a lot of depth, right? We have a lot of talented players on that national team. The best approach I think that team could play is probably possession game and try to break through the openings. The depth of that team, there's no doubt in my mind that these guys won't be able to win this game. Pound for pound, I think this group of guys, probably the best team we have, the best bunch of 2008 guys that we could possibly have in the 5-borough. So I'm really looking forward to it.
And of course, a lot of these boys were with the club since the beginning.
From foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all new to some of these boys because only this year that we convert the 2008 team and make one strong national team and regional team. And it's very interesting to see how these guys, start developing so fast and playing as one unit and being able to be so effective. And, you got to say thanks to Coach James, who have known some of the kids for a very long time. And, he's doing a fantastic job with the boys and trying to get the best out of them, which by far, I think he has been. Hopefully tonight, he'll be able to, achieve that same outcome. And
actually, I caught up with Coach James a little earlier in the day after his Cali game, which they won 6-2. And let's hear what he had to say on the match tonight. And obviously a really exciting game tonight, 2008 National. Yeah. I've been looking at the mathematics myself, and I don't think you can guarantee winning if you win tonight, but you'll come very close.
Very close, yes.
You're going to be facing a really tough team. What are you hoping for tonight?
Well, I'm hoping for a really good challenge for the boys. They're new to this league, but one thing that we haven't faced much of is the really strong competition. Not that the other teams weren't strong, but this is a household name. It's Valencia. We respect them. I hope they respect us as well. But we want the boys to, put their best foot forward, and ultimately, test themselves. Whether that be a win, loss, draw. I want them to match up against the best teams and see where we come close and where we have to improve. I think there's always room for improvement, but I'm really confident about tonight, and I think they're going to come out ready to play.
I cannot wait to see the game tonight, James, and well done on the win today.
Thank you so much, Josh.
Yeah, see you tonight.
See you tonight.
All right. So we're good. Coach James talking there about Coach Shaq about what we were talking about, how the team has been playing slightly easier teams, and how this is a really big challenge to raise the game to. You must have played in some big title games.
Yeah.
How do you deal with the mental aspect of it, the nerves that come ahead of a big title deciding game like this?
First thing first, there's a lot of, when going into a big game, such a big game like this, where you can win the title early, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of nerve that is going through Coach James and also the kids. It's really important that, as the coach, you try to keep the kids, positive, through this time and try to boost as much confidence in them as much as you can. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it looks like the referee has blown the whistle, so we should be starting in about 5 minutes, guys. But Coach Shaq, we had an equally important contest earlier today. That was the PSU Halloween costume contest. There was some really scary costumes, some really cute costumes. Let's run by a few by you real quick, Coach Shaq. Let's come in behind. I want to get your reaction on these. Let's have a look at this. Is our first one I want to show you. What do you make of this one? This is Caitlin.
This is Caitlin. Is she under 2012? That's your
2012
team?
2012 Arsenal, one of mine, yeah.
And what is it? Is that like a pumpkin?
Pumpkin, a very, very adorable pumpkin.
Wait, question, Coach Josh. Did she come to practice like that? Did she practice like that for the entire session?
I insisted that she took it off because it was Tuesday and it was very, very muddy. she would have been an earthborn pumpkin if that had been the case. But she did come like that. Naomi. And this actually, Shaq, was the winner.
Yeah, Naomi. She's
see,
in the
it's
2012,
2011 Roma. Is that creepy or what?
Looks pretty funny.
If you want the most unbelievable of all, Michelle Finn, my parent manager, wearing, and I actually coached her daughters Andy and Elizabeth on
Is that
Friday.
the mum of Billy as well?
Billy as well,
Yeah.
and they were mortified. But I have to take my hat off to Michelle. I think what an
Question
amazing
for you.
contest.
Not sure if you recognize. Did you see Jessica Todd today at the field?
Yes, we
Do
actually.
you have that picture?
We do have her. Let me find her. Here we are, the tiger. She showed up as a tiger, and she didn't. The judges didn't even give her in the top 3, which I have to
Really?
say was really harsh because those tiger stripes she made with duct tape. She cut up a PSU T-shirt. In
Yeah.
terms of craftsmanship and fabric sacrificed, I think she was at the top.
For me, Josh, hands down, I would say Jessica Todd.
Really?
Hands down, yeah.
Why Jessica?
It's great art, right? And she did it all herself.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
When I saw her today at the field, I was surprised. And you know what she did to top it off? She had a huge PSU logo right in the middle.
Yeah. Well, I think Jessica, if you're watching this tonight, I think you can feel hard done by. Her daughter Bowen was actually on the judging panel. I don't know if Bowen was so embarrassed that she didn't want the picture to be shown again and so judged that she could not win. But that is it. All right, let's have a look now, Coach Shaq, at our national 2008 lineup. Another equally important contest tonight, and we are starting with Aiden in goal, the safe hands. He's already had a game today for regional. They drew 1-1. He made a few great saves, and let's have a look at our next one. Dagan. Whose dad Joel very kindly gave me and Duchamp, the cameraman, a ride up here. And Dagan, very talented player in the middle, playmaker. We have Hugo, foundation of the team, centre
Yeah,
back.
Hugo's really fantastic player as well. I expect to see a lot of him this game, leading from the back, Ian Alex.
We have Matteo, who we normally can expect to see either in the striker role or on the wing.
Top player as well.
Top player, very technical. Tao, the crafty, most Modric-esque person, I would say,
Josh,
in the team.
I expect to see at least 2 bicycles today from this kid.
From Tao, all
this
right.
kid, yeah?
That would be pretty spectacular. We have Jules, also plays the same position as Tao. Those two, what a duo
Very
to
good
have
player.
someone in and out. Very smart, very technical as Jules.
Yeah.
Solomon, who will be Dagan's partner most likely in the central midfield.
That's the power. He scored, what, 6 the last game?
He got a lot of goals. And one absolute stunner. Kieran, who will most likely start on the right, covers an unbelievable amount of ground. Terrific work, great. We have Edward, who has made a habit of scoring spectacular goals in recent weeks.
Yeah.
Alexander, who, as you mentioned, Shaq, is another foundation, will be lining up likely alongside
In
Hugo.
the back with Hugo.
Centre back.
Really, yeah.
Leads by example, great composure. Reppin, and there we go, we can hear the PSU boys. We're about to get into this. Reppin, who will play either on the wing, and a very tricky player, Will Diamond, left back, very good at anticipating the play, someone you want to have in that back line. Gavin Spector can play on either wing. We earlier saw his brother and cousin win for Cali 2011. Let's hope Gavin can replicate the success.
Valencia have to look out for Speedy Gavin coming down on the outside. Yeah.
And we have Jedi Scott, very versatile on both sides. And we have Samuel, who will lead the line. Bruno, very versatile as well, great player. And there is our national 2008 lineup, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go, forward.
And off. And underway we are. PSU National kicking off in the green. Chasing the title. Playing second place Valencia. If PSU can win this game, they will find themselves 6 points clear of the table. Valencia will have a game in hand, but they will be very, very close, the boys, to winning this league. But they're in for a really tough game today. Valencia is a strong team as played into Solomon. And Long Island Valencia getting their first bit of play on the ball. And they're challenging early and they're throwing on, and PSU's going to have to deal with this early. Alexander reading it really well.
We talk about how solid Alex is going to be back there, you know, in the pre-game talk up. Really good defender.
And there's important intervention by him there. And here comes Valencia, back with it on the right side. That's a good tackle by Edward. throwing back in. Solomon anticipating it well. But he's giving it away around the edge. And it's down to the byline, fed in. And it's not in. But a little bit of a nervous start by the PSU national boys. As Coach Shaq was talking about at the start, they haven't faced a really challenging team for 2 weeks. And this is the next level. We know the boys can reach that level, but it's going to be a little bit of an adjustment. Here they go, cutting in. Dagan getting his first touch on the ball. Nice ball out to Gavin. Gavin pushing down the side. He's got Tal on the inside. And we just look at who's lining up today. We have Hugo and Alexander in the centre back as expected. Kieran at right back. Will Diamond at left back. Dagan and Solomon in the middle. Tal sitting just in front of them. And on our wings we have Gavin on the right wing and Edward on the left, with Samuel leading the line up front. And Solomon winning back now, and PSU getting their first bit of possession in the half. Tal feeding out to Edward, who's got some space here, but Tal just under hit the pass a little bit, which is a shame because Edward has certainly proven he can hit them in the last few games. And now it's a good ball down, and Kieran has got some more chasing to do here. And Kieran doing a great recovery run there. Tracking back. And hopeful ball in more than anything. Hugo not quite able to clear his lines. And Dagan managing to get out, but it's back with the black shirt. And here they are on the edge, and he's going to take a pot shot. And comfortably gathered by Aiden. So it's been a good start by Valencia, Coach Shaq.
Yeah, kind of have the boys on their back foot. Most of the ball playing in our third.
Here comes Gavin with a lovely turn. Just overran it a little bit, but fantastic first touch by Gavin. And like I said earlier today, we saw his younger brother Travis and cousin Brandon in a hot scoring form for 2011 Cali at St. John's. The highlights for that game, as well as this and all the pre-match build-up, all the PSU travel teams will be up on the YouTube channel.
Let's go, Jay.
And Dagan feeding out to Will. Well, just a little bit wayward in the pass, but Solomon winning it back, and Edward now has got some space to drive forwards, and he's got 2 green shots to aim for. He cuts in on his right, and he goes to the shot, but Long Island closing it down well. And I think we can expect Edward to try and get himself onto that right foot and shoot quite frequently. He has had great success doing so in the last 2 games. And Shaq, what a fantastic venue we're at today. I understand this was the first game you coached?
Yeah, so as you mentioned about nervous, this was my first time. First game as an assistant college coach was at this field when I was at Concordia College. I think we played Mercy College or something like that. And we had our first game here. I was assistant coach John DeRico, which was really, nerve-wracking for me,
How'd the game go?
The game, I think we lost 3-2. That was the final result. We lose 3-2. But a really good game. I think it was the first game of our season coming out of preseason. We had a bunch of freshmen on the team as well, and a couple of seniors, so it was kind of difficult to gel the team together. But yeah, this exact feel.
Certainly a lot of space on this pitch, and beautiful surface.
Yeah.
And both teams so far have shown some good quality in the ball. We know National can play. It looks like Valencia can, so we should be in for a fantastic spectacle of a game. And here comes Valencia cutting inside, and Solomon putting in a nice first tackle, but falling back, and Valencia going back to the number 17 bench. He can have some room to shoot here, and he strikes it, and
stopped by Alex.
yeah, that might have been an important head. Wasn't quite clear whether Aiden was going to be able to get to that or not. And Valencia now with the first corner of the game. National just focusing on marking the Valencia players. No one on the post.
Let's go, Nico. It's coming through. Get ready, Nico. Big hit.
Let's see if PSU can defend this. In the ball's fed. And Aiden with a very assured catch. It was not easy, that. And here's Kieran now on the ball. And he's overplayed a little bit, but he's got it back. PSU just struggling a little bit to get a hold of the ball at the moment. And here comes Long Island, pushing forwards again. Number 8 in the middle, and he's got some nice touches, but Tao doing some great defensive work. He's just got an excellent work by Tao there, fantastic composure. But Samuel with the loose touch, and they're back with the ball, Valencia. Edward winning it here though, and Samuel may have a breakaway. But Long Island, Valencia doing well there to contain it. Dagan with the ball, but it's a loose pass and it's fallen to Valencia, and he's put it through. Well read by Hugo. But PSU are shaking a little bit right now. And it's down inside the box. And it's an early ball, and this Valencia get the scoring off underway. 5 minutes into the game. And PSU are going to have to chase this game. And you have to say, Shaq, the way these opening couple of minutes have gone, it has looked a little bit like this might be the case.
Yes, because the boys started off on their back foot, chasing the ball. We always second to the ball, especially right on top the 18-yard box, which is very risky. But I'm very confident that these boys will be back up on their foot as soon as they hit the momentum and get into the game.
And here's Samuel with a nice ball back to Tao, and Solomon feeding out to Gavin, who controls well. Here's Kieran. Can PSU just get a bit of time on the ball? Dagan trying to find Gavin, couldn't quite. It's back into the middle. Just having a look at these Valencia players, all of them in the midfield, they look quite small, but very, very technical.
And sharp on the ball as well.
Yeah, very technical players. Which personally, in my playing days, I preferred to play the big brutes rather than the little technical
rather than the little guys, right?
Yeah. Big brutes you can predict.
The little guys always hard to get your hands on, very nippy, get into the small spaces.
Like trying to grab a bar of soap or something. Every time you think you got it, it'll slip away.
Yeah.
And PSU winning a throwback. Bouncing around, and Valencia have it back in the box, and Valencia parents asking for a penalty there. It wasn't clear from where we were. But here comes Sam chasing the ball now. He's doing well to catch up, and that's the keeper. And it really is. It's a big pitch. It's a lot of ground to cover, and that does make the high press a little more challenging, which we've seen National do in past games. But to execute that in a game like this is it's harder.
As the game progressed, you see the boys, kind of getting themselves together, start connecting the passes. We had a lot of loose passes in the first, 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Caused us to concede.
So they can get some more of the possession.
Yeah.
And it comes to Dagan, who certainly normally knows how to keep a hold of the ball. And there he goes, a lovely little turn. Long Island, though, pressing really hard. And Solomon with a beautiful touchback. And those two with that combination we see so many times. Dagan breaking through. And a great idea to try and release Samuel.
That's it, Elmer.
And it's fed out to the left winger. And he's got an overlap. Dagan doing well to read the ball. And here's Edward on the left, who hasn't seen too much of the ball yet. And it's into Samuel, and he's having the right ideas, but just not executing at the moment. And here comes Long Island again on the break, and Alexander making a really important interception, but they're back in it, and the referee is going to blow his whistle for that, and maybe was an important foul for Hugo to make there. And Long Island with
Pick your spot, Shane.
everyone except for one defender up. And this looks like it's going to be shooting range for the free kick taker. And it's whipped in low and hard. And fortunately, it looked like a Valencia player trying to get flick on it and deflect it back, but they're back in it, Valencia. And PSU have got to be really careful here. And it's fed back to the fullback. Benton. Hugo win the first bit. It's dropped down. And it's volleyed. And Aiden saves it. It's filled it. And Aiden with an absolutely fantastic second save. What a save by Aiden.
Way to use the left, Jay.
Hugo with that super clearance on the line.
And PSU hanging on for their lives there.
Good left, Jay.
But Aiden, what a recovery. It looks certain to be a goal. And he just dived in front of the second ball. PSU really going to have a big mountain to climb if they can see the second goal. They've just got to steady the ship. And Samuel challenged it for a while, but just couldn't quite get it. And they're back in on the attack in the Long Island, and the midfielder driving at the defence. Kieran with a fantastic tackle, sending away to Gavin. And Gavin, a nice scissor. Feeding into Samuel.
Let's go.
But PSU just cannot keep that ball right now. And
Drop back, Shane.
Dagan doing really well to bring it out. Here's Ed with a lovely, delicate cut inside. And he's thrown it to Gavin. He may be offside, we're going to have to see. He's just onside, and here's a chance for PSU to attack. He can't quite beat the fullback. But better from PSU, up in the Valencia half. And Solomon reading the play well. And Sam's got it in the box! He's gone for it, and he's not got behind it. And that was the chance. Fantastic work by Solomon to win it back and find Sam in, and Sam letting it run across his body really well, but not the shot he was looking for. Here comes Long Island, and Alex doing really well to block it. There we go, and Long Island again driving in at the defence. And the defence is doing well, but they're looking a little bit exposed, Shaq, aren't they? In terms of they're having a lot of midfielders running in at them.
Yeah, and our midfielders, need to come back. Stay with the Valencia defenders a bit, midfielders a bit more.
Here. Aiden up very sharply. Sorry, you're saying that.
Yeah, we're giving them too much of time in the midfield. Just a better job at marking the midfield there.
This probably is the biggest pitch they might have played on this season, and that's got to be a big transition as well for them. A lot more space to cover.
And an 8 p.m. game as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of factors are not going, PSU way.
Coach James really trying to drive his boys on a little bit. They're really struggling to keep the ball, and feel that with the team against Valencia, they will slowly get suffocated if they cannot obtain the ball, because this Valencia team is very smart on it. And there's Kieran just going direct out. But it's straight back in at the PSU defence. And out with the winger. It's early ball in by the left back, but Hugo reading it well. And here comes Tao now. But he can't quite break out, and Ed winning it back again, and into Tao. Feeding it back to Ed. He's got two options up head. Side steps one, and that looked like it could have maybe been a free kick, but the referee hasn't given it. And here comes Long Island back again. And Kieran doing well just to shepherd in the threat, and it's a tame shot fade in.
You know, as I mentioned earlier, Josh, too much turnovers that we are turning over the ball into the Valencia team. But certainly they're getting better. They're certainly getting better.
What do you think? What do you think needs to change or keep improving from the national team to really get them back into this game?
Try to keep possession of the ball, because if you look at it, all the ball are playing in our turn, and we are not having more than 5 seconds in possession. With giving away position like that, it's just a cue for conceding more goals. You know what I mean?
Good work, Shano.
And Coach James making his first change of the night. Ed is coming off, as well as Dagan, and it looks like Mateo will go in at the left wing. And Jedi shuffle into the centre. So it's Jedi and Solomon in the centre midfield. And Jedi with his first touch. More up than away. It's back with Valencia. And they come breaking through. And it's out of the right winger. Coming inside, and Alexander, who's putting a very solid performance so far, winning the ball back again. And it's cleared out, but at the moment that's about the best that National can do, is just clear their lines. And Valencia just keeps coming back with them. But here's an opportunity for Sam now. Feeds it into Solomon. He just can't quite keep it, and here come Long Island again. And in the cut by Solomon, putting in a good leg. And here comes Jedi now, breaking through. And they keep looking as if they might threaten on the counter-attack, just not able to quite get that last run past the defender to release the ball. Here comes Solomon. Up to Sam, and Gavin really well reading it. And Shaq, it's interesting that the Valencia are really pushing men forward. They're leaving one back with
one
Sam.
guy back. Yeah.
Good job, Luca.
Do you feel like PSU can just find that half yard to get a pass away in the middle?
And just break away in the counter attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here comes Sam now with it on the ball. And can PSU just get some possession inside of the national half? They can't, unfortunately. And it's now down the line. But Will doing really well. Typical anticipation, and
Looking like a sub for Sam. Yeah.
there you go. And looks like Mateo will go up front, and Reppin has come in on the left side. And Sam covering a lot of ground in the opening stages of this game, having to chase the ball a lot, but putting in a good shift. And like I said, it's a really, really big field out here, so makes it a little bit harder off the ball to close it down. We are 20 minutes into this half. Valencia are leading 1-0, scoring early on in the opening 5 minutes, and have to say they've been the dominant team so far in the game. Aiden also making another really important double save to keep the game just at 1-0, and PSU having just the one chance with Samuel, doing well to create himself some space, but not quite able to provide the finish. Here comes Tao now,
Let's go, Nico. Work,
and
Nico.
Gavin bringing it down well, and he's got into Mateo, and Mateo, he's knocked it around. Can he get onto it? And it's a good idea, Mateo, just couldn't quite execute.
Let's go, Michael. Let's go, Michael.
And Kieran's got to stand up. He's up against a very technical looking lad, and Kieran gets the foot in, but he's still coming, the fullback, and he's inside the box, down to the byline. He's got some options in the middle. He's still bouncing around, and he's turned, and Aiden getting his body down, but it's still up, and Alexander's got it off the line, but it's gone in, and Valencia 2-0 up, and a difficult task has just got a whole lot harder for the national boys. Some heroic last-ditch defending by both Aiden and Alexander, but it was not enough.
Michael.
And Valencia find themselves 2 in front. They've got a real task ahead of them now, Coach Shaq.
Yeah, certainly 2 goals down. It's always hard to come back. As I said in the beginning, these guys are talented enough to even come back from 3-0 down. You know what I mean?
Maybe hasn't felt perhaps like they've quite shown up in the way they would have liked to. Maybe,
That's true.
Maybe in half time, they can regroup, and we know when these boys show up, they can control the play. But it's certainly been all Valencia this game. But here comes Jedi. It's a hopeful pass. But Valencia clearing it out for a throw-in.
PSU. Push it.
And Kieran throwing it back in. And Solomon closing down well. But Valencia going to have another chance to get out. And here's Kieran on the ball. And out they come. Valencia breaking. They're hungry for more. And Kieran's got to do some covering here. And he's done excellently to recover there, Kieran. Had a lot of ground to catch up. But it will be a Valencia corner.
A really good recovery run there from Kieran.
And just a reminder, guys, you can find the highlights of this game and all the talented PSU travel teams that we've live streamed up on our YouTube channel. Just simply type into YouTube Potstock United and you'll find us up there. Subscribe today. And here comes Valencia restarting with the corner. Lots of bodies up, and it's a good corner in, and looked like maybe Alexander just got a touch on it. And Will doing well to win the goal kick for National.
Good job, Henry.
And Shaq bringing on his 5th substitute,
Jules in for Tal.
Tal showing lots of promise, but it's difficult for him to get into the game. A lot of black shirts around him every time he's got a hold of the ball. And Jedi trying to find Jules, but not quite able to. But doing well there to win it. And here comes Jules on the ball. Doing well to win a throw-in. Just feel do the National boys a world of good just to get a few minutes on the ball and settle things down a little bit. Into Jules, who gets his first proper touch on the ball. And unfortunately, couldn't quite find Will.
Go, Gav.
Alexander down the line. Goes back with Valencia.
Let's go, Elmer.
And
Let's go, Elmer.
Hugo doing well to cover in the space, and it's out for a Valencia throw-in. We're 25 minutes into the half, and Valencia 2-0 up. Definitely been the stronger team so far in the game, really dominating the National boys. And it's going to take some real character from these boys to turn this game around. It is a title deciding game. Right now they're 3 points ahead of Valencia with a game in hand. If they won this going into their last game, they would just need a point to win the league. But if they lose, then it is in Valencia's hands. And Alexander shepherding it out. It's another corner to Valencia. And Valencia just making their sub. Six bodies for the corner taker to aim for. And it's a great ball in, and Solomon knocking it down on his far, and it was, they've really gotten away with that one. It was totally mishit the shot. And it's a nice turn back by Valencia. Fed in, and Aiden just able to punch it, but it's still bouncing around the box, and PSU have got to be really careful not to concede a third. And Solomon clearing his lines well. And Gavin trying to break down, and Gavin doing really well to escape. And he's into Jules.
Stay home, Shane.
Jules with a nice ball back, but it's just slightly over here. A really good idea by Jules.
Let's box it. Come on.
We talked about before, Jack, technical players being tough to keep track of. Gavin definitely falls into that category. What a fantastic bit of skill in a very tight spot down the wing.
Nice, Josh.
And here he is now again, Gavin. A little bit loose with the pass there this time. But Jules getting a foot in.
Go, Jay. Go, Jay.
And Hugo trying to
That's it, Sebas.
find Reppin, who hasn't had too much of the ball yet, Reppin, but there he got a nice foot in. And Jedi breaking forwards. Can't quite find Matteo. And it's out for a national throw-in. Here comes Valencia, throwing the ball back in.
Let's go, Maddie.
And coming through the middle and so back is a little bit away with the pass there, and here's Gavin with a nice little turn and spin. And he's trying to push through here. And he's had a second chance. And Gavin right now looking the most likely of the national players to make something happen. Showing that typical fearlessness riding forwards. But here comes Valencia now. Down the byline, he's by himself. He's going to have to make it happen myself. And it is an excellent ball across the 6-yard box.
Nice pass, Josh.
If there was just a Valencia player on the back post, would have been a certain goal, and you felt like perhaps would have ended the game. But PSU still alive, and Dagan coming in for Solomon. The Jedi not able to get to grips with the ball. And it's a goal kick for the national team. And besides that most recent chance, it seemed like the national boys have got back into it a little bit.
I think so.
Less runs at them.
Exactly. When I think Jedi come into the game and really change the game a bit, kind of being sharper in the midfield, they're picking up on the loose balls that we failed to pick up on in the early bits of the first half. He certainly had bring something different to the table in midfield.
Dagan trying to find Reppin out there in the wing with a good idea. Just couldn't quite beat the right back. But if they can get some more, Dagan and Solomon and Jedi in the middle can find a bit more space to distribute the ball. We know they can really cause teams trouble with their vision, but they just haven't really been afforded the space so far by the Valencia
That's it, boys. Let's go.
midfielders. And there's Jedi finding it in to Jules, but Jules and Dagan not on the save wavelength. And they're coming on attack. Aiden's coming out, and he's got to make this, Aiden. And he does. Really good run out by Aiden. And despite conceding 2 goals, I've got to say he's been excellent today. Not really much you could have done about either of those goals. He's made some really important saves. And I've got to say, guys, it is a beautiful night here down here in Long Island. It is a little bit chilly, but it's a clear sky. And we have a full moon that's been a little obscured by a cloud right now, but it's suddenly, if you look up there, Shaq, you can see the cloud. It looks like a devil signal. And perhaps it is a Halloween moon. I hope you guys are having a happy Halloween back home. And thank you so much for joining us on this live stream. It does not happen without you guys. And here's Gavin now in a dish trying to cut in, but it's a good tackle. But Jules Now taking it into the box. And Gavin not able to find Jules, but a little more promising by the national boys. And it's cleared, but only as far as Kieran. Into Jedi. Back to Alexander, who has a wheel on the left, but he elects to go to Hugo instead. And Hugo trying to hit Jules, a little bit wayward with the pass. And then Gavin back to Kieran, but it's a loose pass by Kieran. Good recovery tackle by Jedi, and Jedi on the ground makes another excellent tackle. And here's Kieran. Dagan getting his first touch, but not playable. And and here comes Kieran doing well to get the first tackle, but he's got to deal with this second ball. He's got Dagan supporting him. And it's out and it's fed in. And you're going to have to be careful here. It's bounced around the box. PSU just got to get it out. And it's dropped. But PSU just about managed to clear the lines. The ball just wouldn't quite drop for a Valencia player. And Mateo with a lovely cut inside. And he is taking the direct route. He's certainly got the pace, and maybe not that much pace, but excellent attacking intention by Mateo. And it's only as far as Reppin, and PSU has an opportunity here. What big difference can make if they go now? And here's Mateo in the middle, and he's gone for the shot, and the keeper saved it. Much better by the national boys. And Kieran winning it back, and this is a good spell by the boys. Dagan out to Gavin. And Jules with a lovely ball back to him, and here comes Gavin breaking on the right. And Shaq, what could it do to the national boys' confidence? They could get that goal right before half time.
I think certainly the national boys have taken their game to a different level now and really applying the pressure and putting Valencia on their back foot. Certainly this is where we need to have Valencia.
On the back foot. And Gavin, who has, I think, probably been the best PSU player this half, coming off. And it looks like
Bruno
coming in on the right midfield. And Jules trying to bring it down. But Dagan with a lovely ball into Jules, and Jules has got in the box, but Valencia defending well. But Bruno gets another crack at it, fires it in with his first touch. Not quite able to find it. Kieran with a ball into Jedi. Jedi with a nice first touch, but he can't connect for the second. Will's going to have to be alert here, and he is. How good is he at reading the game?
Will Diamond, really fantastic player.
He's one of those defenders that doesn't make too many sexy tackles, you could call them, because he's already anticipating the play before. So he's not having to do the big spectacular slides. Really, really important player back there. And Shaq, you were mentioning before, one of the great things about this national squad is really just the strength of the depth. There really is. There's 5 substitutes in this, and bring on any of those boys, the level really does not change.
Correct, only increases.
Yeah, it often doesn't. And here comes one of the subs now. Hugo chasing the ball, just a little bit overhit, but national testing this Valencia defence in the final few minutes of the half. And here they come now on the break. He's going to have a lot to do with Valencia defender. He's got 2 on him. Kieran recovering well. And risky tackle by Bruno down his feet, but the referee. And there is the half-time whistle. Is 2-0 to Valencia. Coach Shaq, what do you think the national Coach James used to say to those national boys at half-time to turn this game around?
The national boys certainly have the confidence. Just need to get a grip of the game and get their heads in the game. Certainly need to keep much more possession of the ball. I think what's been holding them back in this first half is just lack of possession and a lot of turnovers in the game. You know what I mean? Valencia just have them in their third, which kind of keep them back a bit.
And something else I noticed was just the skill of those Valencia boys in one-on-one situations. Very difficult to beat in a one-on-one, and also very effective. And that's probably something that's unusual for just any PSU player to go against, right? Normally they are the ball masters.
Correct.
Playing more physical teams. In this case, we're playing a much more technical team.
Right. Which normally every time it's 08's going to a game, they're more the technical team.
Yeah.
So how about you go up, boys?
And it's a real reversal here. And yeah, let's just pull it back so Coach Shaq and I are back on. And
What's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you.
And Shaq, how's the feet right now?
It's numb.
It's not, actually, I put 2 socks on today.
Two socks.
Yeah, 2 pairs of socks on, which is
Should
Sunday.
have given me that tip before.
Yeah. What would be the weather like in Tobago right now?
Pretty hot. Maybe 85 degrees.
85, yeah.
Pretty hot. Nice, sunny outside.
Nice sunny. All right, well, you know what? Whilst we're in this break, I'm going to see if we can grab a parent or maybe a coach for an interview. So, Coach Shaq, we will come back to you in the commentary box in a few minutes. If I just grab your microphone.
Move the ball well. They're most competitive game we played by far.
You say this is the toughest team they played?
By far, yeah. But we can play with them. So we hit the ball a little faster.
Yeah, so it looked like the boys were coming into it a little bit more towards the end of the second half. The first half, sorry. What do you think they need to do differently in the second half to get back into it?
Need to be a little more direct. They were being a little passive, I think. Kind of a few hopeful balls they didn't need to hit. Be a little more confident. Play a little faster. I think they can beat this team.
And Jedi coming in and having a good effect in the centre of midfield.
Yeah, in the Hoiberg spot.
Hoiberg spot.
Nate Bell likes to say. Yeah, good effect. I don't like going to ground in the box though. That made me a little.
That was definitely a risky tackle. I mean, you got it, but.
No, but he moved quickly. I think the guys who came in off the bench moved fast. They did well.
Yeah, some new energy in.
Yes.
All right, well, Jason, enjoy the second half. Hopefully we can pull it back.
Sure, ask Diallo.
So don't mess up.
Million.
Yeah, be
my
careful.
God.
Don't mess up.
What is it moving up in the world?
What have you made of the first half so far?
No, it's great. I mean, this is the kind of competition I think we want to be playing against. They play really good team soccer and gives us a good bar to reach for, I think.
Yeah, and it seemed like the boys were getting more into the game as the half went on. Do you think it's the case that more they're at this team's level? It's just this is a new experience for them playing such an equipped team.
Yeah, I think they're definitely capable. I think they played some teams that haven't forced them to play at this speed, and I think they're just starting to acclimate to the speed of the game. So I think they'll do well in the second half.
You think they can come back from this?
Yeah, sure. Why not? You know, I think their defense is playing well. I think they're starting to play with a little bit more possession. So we know they can score. That's for sure. So yeah, I think they have a good chance.
Well, let's hope they can get a goal early in the second half and give us a game.
All right.
All right. Well, enjoy the second half.
All right. Thanks.
Coach Pierre, would you like to come talk to us for a sec? We have Coach Pierre here with us, the 2008 regional coach. Coach Pierre, firstly, how is your body temperature today?
I'm prepared. I'm okay right now. It was much colder this morning.
Would it be like this in France at this time of year?
Not the part that I'm from. It wouldn't be exactly sunny and beautiful, but it wouldn't be this cold.
It
No.
wouldn't be this cold. Yeah, this is tough.
Yeah.
And what have you made of this first half from the national boys?
I thought it was a terrific half. 2 extremely talented teams. This Valencia team is very talented. I think it's the biggest matchup that these national boys have had to face this year so far, so it's a very good test. It's been interesting to see how they respond to it, and I thought we played pretty well overall and played our game.
And obviously we saw the regional game earlier today, and to me it looked like the strongest display that I've seen from the boys. Came so close to winning. What was your feeling coming away from that game?
I was bummed, I'm not gonna lie. I think that we probably could have done better closing it out. I just rewatched the stream, which by the way, this must be your third today.
Yeah, we're, the more the better. It's a real pleasure to stream these
Killing
teams.
it.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I thought we played good. We scored a goal. That's just the first. I mean, that's the first important thing. The boys were very anxious to make that happen, and we could have. I think we should have done better coming out with the 3 points, and we let it slip in the last 5 minutes. Second time in 2 weeks, but we're gonna keep going. It's a process. It's part of the learning experience. So it's been. I'm overall pretty happy with how they showed today.
And I mean, if you had to, where would you would say this regional team is from just day one of the season to where they are now, which is, we're about 2 months since you started with them.
Right. It's definitely been a huge curve. I think that first, and we're still at it, of having them play as a team. Like you said, actually on the stream earlier today, this is the first 2-3 months that these guys have played together as a team. So that's the first part. And individually, it's full of talent, so it's just a matter of time before it just sort of shoots up, really. But yeah.
Well, I'm personally really excited to keep covering the regional team and see how they grow, because certainly really exciting attacking play.
Thank you. We're excited for you to keep covering us and keep doing this thing.
Let's keep it going. Keep it going. All right, Coach Pierre, thanks very much. Enjoy the second half.
Joe.
All right, guys, and the Valencia boys are back on the field, and we are going to get ourselves back set up in our commentary box, our uninsulated commentary box, I will add, with Coach Shaq. Coach Shaq, perhaps the snowman.
Okay.
Because of how cold his body temperature is. And here comes the national boys back onto the field. Up against it, 2-0 down, but really towards the closing end of the first half, looking the stronger team. And let's hope they can come into this game strong. And Shaq, it was interesting talking to a bunch of the
parents, yeah.
Coach Pierre, saying how happy they were to see these boys playing a really quality team. It's the best team they played this year. And regardless of the result, what does playing a team like this do for the boys for their long-term development?
I think playing top teams, not only this team, but playing top teams at a consistent level, would only increase the boys' potential and keep them at a high level as well. Playing teams that are not a good level, you can never really test your full potential. You know what I mean? So the guys are always in their comfort zone.
And Ed there with some lovely footwork into Solomon, delightful from Ed. And it's back to Jedi. And looks like we're lining up with Alexander and Hugo at the centre back, Aiden of course in goal, Will on the left, Kieran on the right, Solomon and Dagan, Jedi in the middle, with Hugo on the right, Ed on the left, and Tao leading the line. And here we go now, out on the right with Bruno. It's been a poor pass in, but good start from the national boys.
See, as I mentioned in the first half, Jedi, spectacular performance. They are coming into the game. Coach James probably opted to leave him into the mix.
It's certainly added a different tempo to where in the middle, where Valencia boys were getting a lot of joy early on, running in through the midfield of the defence, but they've been somewhat short up. And Kieran doing well to intercept it there, and Bruno with a sharp ball into Tao, doing excellently to control it. Couldn't quite find the second, but Alexander leaving nothing back, but tackles only as far as Valencia. Valencia with a break here early in the second half. And it's a slip by Kieran, and here they come now, pushing down the left. Valencia players cut inside, and he's gone for an effort, and comfortable for Aiden. But I feel that certainly is going to be a difficulty the PSU boys are going to have to deal with. This entire second half is a threat on the counter-attack by these Valencia boys, now chasing the game. Solomon with a nice little touch in, and Dagan with a great touch out to Bruno. And National with a chance here to attack. Bruno's got a lot of space to drive into. He's got just Tao in the middle. And he now gets support by Kieran. And oh, sorry, that was
first PSU corner, Solomon.
Solomon even, yeah. First PSU corner of the game, perhaps. But they've started with a good intensity, these PSU boys. If they can get an early goal, we're in for a very interesting second half. And it looks like it will be Jedi to whip the ball in. 6 7 green shirts to aim for, sorry. And there's one advantage here. The PSU boys certainly have the height on these Valencia boys, and Jedi with a decent ball in. And it's dropping down, and it's fallen to Ed! And it's a good save, and Ed caught it well. I feel like if it had been anywhere else in the goal, the keeper would have had no chance, but unfortunately, the keeper was right behind it. And Will just running into a little bit of trouble here, but Jedi coming to his rescue well. It's a nice ball in, but Hugo with an excellent tackle. And Solomon into Dagan. Dagan out to Ed, and PSU really starting to play with a bit of flow now. Ed losing it.
Let's go, Albert.
Alex back to Aiden. Finds it back to Alex. Will being closed down quickly there, and Alex back with it in his own half. And Alexander with his usual composure finding Hugo. And Hugo with a nice pass up to Ed. And he's finds Solomon well, and Ed, oh, just lovely touches, and here he's gone now, he's breaking away, and it's Jedi in the left. He's got some options in the middle, and it's a good ball in, and Town brings it down, and it's forward to Solomon, and it just can't quite set up for PSU, but it's back to Bruno in the box. Can he finish it? And it's just gone wide. But Shaq, these boys, it looks like a different
Certainly
team.
great start to the second half. I think they keep knocking on the door. You know, they'll get let in soon. But great start to the second half.
And Towel with some nice touches up front as well, but Ed really looking dangerous on the wing. And as we talked about in the first half, Solomon and Dagan were struggling to get time on the ball to distribute, but they've managed to get it on a few occasions into space and starting to show what they can do with their passing when they do find that space. And Solomon on that ball in the flash, and it's back with the green shirts now. And Gavin with a very ambitious effort. But PSU have had 4 shots so far in this half, more than they had in the entire first half. A really good response so far from boys. Let's hope they can keep it up. And Jedi reading the play well. Trying to find Gavin, a little bit over here.
Let's go, boys.
And Valencia with some nice passing, and they really do look so comfortable on the ball, these Valencia boys. But Solomon not giving up on it, putting in a fantastic shift there. And perhaps it was a little bit of a case also, Shaka, just the nerves came into play a little bit in the first half.
Yeah.
The boys played a little bit within themselves.
That's it, Josh.
Taking back to Hugo. Trying to find Gavin, but it's a wayward pass. And they're through now. And Alexander's got some recovery to do, and fortunately the Valencia player just couldn't quite get his feet sorted out. And Dagan with some nice feet, but just getting crowded out, and Valencia really pressing the ball very hard. And Solomon with a lovely Maradona, just couldn't quite get past the second man, but he scored one last week off of a Maradona. Real pleasure to see that go on. Tao with a great ball out to Gavin. And Gavin's certainly not afraid to take on players either, and he's spinning down the right, just keeping hold of it, but he's being shadowed well by the Valencia defender, and really good defending by the left back, and it's been a big challenge for Gavin today, playing these stronger players in a one-on-one situation. Valencia starting just to come back into this game a bit with their passing. Jedi again with doing a great shift in the middle, but Valencia have come away with the ball. Will again reading it so well, and Ed coming down the wing. throwing in a few scissors just for fun.
That's it, Maddie.
And Will, and it's just a loose pass again. But Jedi, who has, as you noted, Shaq, he's made such a big difference in the middle there. Once again in the right place.
That's it, Henry. Let's go, Elmer.
And Aiden doing a great job to support Hugo there. Really is a requirement for a modern keeper to be good with their feet. And Aiden's showing some good composure there to help out Hugo. And here comes Gavin, pushing down the right, searching for Tao, and Tao's going to have to lower ground to make up, can't fight the keepers out, but it's back with Gavin. And he's still on it. He's got 2 up against him, but he's found into Tao. And Tao, if he gets set up, he's got someone to set, but he can only get it as far back as Kieran. Kieran into Dagan.
Go, Michael. Keep working.
Back in, and Valencia really compacting the middle of the field again. But Kieran breaking out well. Couldn't quite find Solomon.
That's it. Let's go. Nice, Nico. Let's go, Elmer.
Hugo's got some work to do here. And there's got to be a free kick, but the referee isn't giving it. And he's through on goal. And the referee's given a penalty. And you have to say that is a really, really poor bit of refereeing, because the initial foul was on
Hugo.
And it seemed, unless Hugo had learnt stunt diving, looked like a definite trip on Hugo. The referee didn't give it, and Alexander was left with no choice except to make a pretty desperate last-ditch tackle.
And there could be only one outcome: either good tackle or PK in that position. Only one outcome. Fortunately, we end up on the unlucky end of it. But I think it was a very poor referee decision in that initial foul on Hugo.
Yeah, it was a definite trip. And Valencia, with a chance now to penalty there, you feel like we'd probably put this game to bed unless National could bring up some miraculous heroics. Steps up.
Save.
And he put it in. And Valencia 3-0 up. A really tough goal for National to concede it. Should have been a free kick initially to Hugo, but the referee did not call it, and Alexander forced into making a really difficult challenge, and it's a shame because they were really starting the second half well. I think Coach James is just making his opinion known to the referee right now.
You didn't even turn around. How is that Americana?
And Mateo coming back on. Sorry, Samuel coming on for Tao. And they've got a real task on right now, just to keep their heads up, the PSU boys.
Oh, that I don't see scary.
Let's go, Black.
We finally restart. The referee's finished his conversation with Coach James, and Dagan out to Kieran. Dagan's trying to find, but PSU are really going to have to find a goal very quickly if they're going to have any chance of salvaging a point out of this game. And I think it'd be fair to say that 2-0 was perhaps a fair score reflection in the first half, but this third goal is certainly really hard on the boys. Come out very well in the second half, and a really poor bit of refereeing. But it's out to Gavin, who's just over it again, and Hugo doing well to anticipate it. Here comes Kieran into Dagan. He's had a difficult time in midfield today. Had a lot of black shirts around him every time he's got it. Ed just couldn't quite bring it under his belt there.
That's it, let's go!
And it's played out down to the right side. And Will couldn't quite hold it, and it's dropped back, and Kieran clearing the lines well, and Solomon winning it back. Playing it out to Jedi. And it's a beautiful ball. Samuel not quite on the same wavelength, but a great idea by Jedi there. And Sam doing well in the second, and he's got it now. And he's won himself a throw-in for the PSU boys.
Let's go!
And Will into Ed. And it's another PSU throw as we approach the 10-minute mark in this second half. And just a reminder, PSU currently sitting 3 points above Valencia in the table. PSU leading the league there, unbeaten so far. There's going to have to be some heroics from the boys if they're going to maintain that unbeaten record. Playing up against a really, really good Valencia team. And here comes Solomon cutting inside. He's round one. He's round two. And the referee again. And it's some of the national parents not happy with that refereeing decision. I have to say, you can understand it. He's calling some very soft free kicks on the PSU players and not calling the tough ones on the PSU boys. But that is sometimes life, and that is sometimes football, unfortunately. Edward coming off, and we have looks like Reppin, who will be out on the left side. And guy, not to distract from the football for just 1 minute, but there's an unbelievable Halloween moon up in the sky, and incredibly bright. Well, let's go back to the game, and Jedi, who put such a good shift today. Solomon with a nice little ball out to Reppin, if he can keep it in, and Reppin does. Coming down the line. It's a little bit of it, but Solomon who was really upped his intensity in the second half, winning a lot of balls back. They don't know that they let their heads go down too far, Shaq. Despite that third goal is a real sucker punch.
Certainly need to dig deep to be able to get back into this game. But they're keeping the pressure on.
Let's go, Jay!
And, here's Hugo opting for the more direct route. Couldn't quite find Reppin.
Good, Henry! Let's go, Jay!
They're going to have to realise this. And out comes Aiden again, and Aiden reading it well. Valencia on the attack again down the right side. That's a great attack by Alex, and here comes Reppin now, driving down the left, and he's struggling with his mask there.
Nice, Josh.
Dagan with a good little touch, and back with Hugo. Hugo couldn't quite find Solomon, but Dagan alerts the second ball, and he's breaking forward now. He's got a few options, and Reppin is going to have to chase this. He gets on the end of it. He's right in the corner, and Reppin doing really well there. But it looked like it should have been a corner.
Right.
And it's another really
certainly
inexplicable
something
decision.
is going wrong with the ref decision making here.
That's three rather difficult to explain decisions going against PSU in this second half. And one of the national parents explained how that ball going out in the way it did against laws of physics. And to be fair, it is Halloween, so perhaps the referee is believing in inverted gravity tonight. I'm not sure. But Samuel back to Gavin, and it's a smart ball in, and Samuel getting on the end of it, and Solomon just couldn't quite. It was dropping and bouncing around. In a dangerous area.
I don't try and make it. The one time I don't try and make it.
Let's go, Sebas. We got time. Man on, man on.
And Jedi reading it well. Breaking forwards now. Feeding back to Dagan, going for a very long shot, and the keeper is going to have to deal with this. And he's opted to punch it, not the most confident of saves. You have to say, he had a very long time to watch that ball. Very speculative effort.
One thing I do like about the boys, they never put their head down. Tree goes down, and they're still going at it.
They really have. They've really shown a lot of spirit, these national boys, and that, more than anything, is going to carry them through the rest of the season and through the rest of their soccer career, as long as they may play. And it's dropped down, and it's bounced around. Can they get it in? And it just isn't quite dropping in the right place right now for national. So close, and it's back in with Gavin now, and he's looking in for Solomon, and keeper out very sharply. And they've had their chances in the second half, PSU.
Let's go, Johnny.
Ball just very unfortunate, just didn't quite drop, and Dagan with a beautiful turn, getting clipped, but the referee playing advantage there. And here they come now, breaking forwards. Alexander clearing it up. And PSU just pretty much playing with 4 players up there now. So he's chased for this. Walk on Dagan with another super turn. And here he comes breaking forwards. Out to Gavin on the right. And Gavin cutting inside, and he's round one, but he's trying to do a little bit too much there. Valencia with some really nice passing. It's difficult playing against a team like this, and it's offside. And you have to say that I just feel like the first decision that's gone PSU's way in about 20 minutes. And have about 20 to 15 minutes left in this second half. PSU chasing 3-0 behind. Valencia were dominant team in the first half and getting 2 deserved goals. But PSU starting the second half extremely well and fashioning themselves a number of chances, couldn't convert, and then really unfortunate referee decision gifting Valencia boys the third, and that's really been tough on the national boys. But they, as Coach Shack, you noticed, they've really kept their head up and in a really impressive manner. And Solomon back to Alexander, just a little bit caught in it, but nice little flick through, and Solomon out to Will. Back in Solomon, nice give and go between those two. And Will with a lovely little bit of skill, but Valencia have done a really good job at crying out, but the referee,
Finally.
It's another inexplicable decision, but it is nice when it goes back your way. And Solomon will now have a free kick in a dangerous area. And the keeper has shown he's a little bit uncomfortable with the
Step to your right.
with the high balls.
Step to your right.
And he has 6 bodies to aim for. He goes straight for goal, and it's lucky for Valencia they had a man there, because Ed was just sitting behind waiting to bring that ball down. And Valencia just making their substitutions right now. And Jules is sitting, come back on into the middle. And we also have Bruno has substituted for Hugo. Bruno is sitting at the centre back with Alex now. But here comes Valencia, and it's a nice ball back in, but couldn't quite bring it under. And Alexander and Jules with a beautiful bit of skill to get away from the tight space. And
That's it, Johnny. Let's go, Johnny.
Solomon just running into a little bit of trouble though. Kieran doing well to deal with the threat, and Solomon just getting crowded out. And Alexander shepherding the ball out. And one thing that I think certainly been challenged to the boys is Valencia haven't been defending in ones, they've been defending in twos and threes. Every time PSU has the ball, they've been crowding them out.
Fair to say they probably parked the bus.
Yeah.
This second half still turned up like PSU second half. Been playing high, staying in the attacking third most of the game. So that's really, really good, despite being 3 goals down.
Yeah, they certainly have not given up the chase. They're in a pretty desperate position now in terms of scoreline as far as it goes, but not giving up at all. And repping with some nice little feet there, getting it into Ed. And it looks like Ed is now playing on the inside with Solomon. Jules sitting just in front of them, and Reppin is on the left. And here comes Solomon now, breaking through the middle. And it's a beautiful ball through to Reppin. And Reppin trying to cut inside. And it is a really good recovery tackle. Looks like he did just get his foot on the ball.
Really good tackle there.
Really important. Excellent pass by Solomon, and Reppin really doing well to give himself an option there.
Felt like if PSU started off the first half the way they're playing now, would have been certainly a different scoreline.
Yeah, it'd be a different game. It's certainly been a very, very close affair this second half. For PSU, perhaps a little bit more dominant. Can they find themselves a goal? Perhaps give them a sliver of hope in the final quarter of this game. Fed in, it's at one of the front posts, but it's going to drop. And Reppin just could not get himself over the ball. And guys, our live stream coverage does not stop this weekend. Tomorrow we'll be live streaming Roma, Nate Bell's team. They're unbeaten. In fact, the invincible Roma have won every single game of the season so far and have scored a lot of goals doing it. Very entertaining team to watch. They will be kicking off at 12 o'clock tomorrow, so tune in for that. Live streaming on Facebook on the Parks Right page. And back to the action here. And Bruno doing really well to stand up there, and Aiden salvaging that ball, but not quite as keeping it into play. And it's funny to say, Shaq, because they've conceded 3 goals, but I couldn't really point to a single member of the PSU defence, or indeed Aiden, who've had a bad game. So overall, they've all been pretty solid. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I totally 100% agree with that. The boys have been, it's a good performance. You know what I mean? It's a really solid performance. Unfortunately, that we had a bad call with a PK. And minor errors with the early 2 goals.
And here comes in for the corner, and it's bounced around, and if they can sit down, he might have an opportunity. Just couldn't quite turn around there. Aiden out to Bruno, who finds Kieran on the right. Up to Jules, and Jules not quite able to get the contact he wanted on it. Kieran alive to the danger, and into Solomon, and Solomon couldn't quite find it to Matteo, and here comes Valencia now, and Kieran doing really well to get in front of that ball. Gavin with a lovely touch there. Gavin hasn't seen too much of the ball this second half, but here he comes now. He's around 2 and he's breaking down the right. Matteo is steaming forward to the middle if he can find it. He's into Jules. And Jules into Matteo. He's got one more on his left, but he's going to try and go himself. He's just run into a little bit of trouble, but he's still got a hold of it. And Valencia having to be really careful not to give away a penalty there. And Solomon with an excellent recovering run then. And what a fantastic shift Solomon has put in this second half. Really covering every blade of AstroTurf. And Bruno not able to get the clearance where he wanted to, and they're going to have to deal with it again. It's offside, fortunately given. We are in the final 10 minutes of this game. And it looks like Valencia will draw themselves level with PSU on points. From the last look at the table, PSU do have a better goal difference, but Valencia, so PSU will still sit on the top, I think, as long as it's decided by goal difference. But Valencia will have a game in hand. Both teams, interestingly enough, have to play Asphalt Green. PSU will just have one game remaining, and Asphalt Green are also going to be a really tough competitor. And we will be live streaming that game against Asphalt Green next weekend, live from the Upper East Side. And it's thrown back in. And, Gavin just trying to make something happen, anything happen, but couldn't quite that time. But Jules doing really well to win it back.
Good, Gavin. Let's go. Let it out.
And there's Solomon bringing it back to Kieran. Winning, throwing for the National Boys.
Nice, Jaden.
And it's a good interception there by the National, but Solomon putting such good work in the second half.
Let's go, Shabby.
And Bruno electing to go back to Aiden. Out to Alexander.
Nice, Sebas.
Yes, Alexander getting a little bit lucky there.
Let's go, Eamon. Good feet, Eamon.
And there's Ed. Nice little half turn. Cleaning up and,
Offside.
yeah, he's offside. Bruno certainly wasn't taking any chances there, getting it back very quickly. And it would be really nice to see National get a goal here. They certainly deserve it. Put in a strong display this second half. And they've had some good chances, just not quite able to connect.
Here we go.
But Valencia with some really nice play through the middle, and you have to give credit to the Valencia boys. They've played a
Okay, now I'm gonna actually.
very effective passing and moving game. Very technical boys out there on the field. Bruno with a great pass up to number 9. And here comes Gavin, breaking down the right.
Good, Luca.
And well pushed down. It's going to be a corner kick. Excellent pass there from Bruno. Taking about 6 Valencia players out of the game.
Hey, be physical in there.
Certainly PSU have been looking threatening from the previous corners. Let's see what we can make of this one.
There we go. And there we're going to have 7 bodies to aim for. Ed whipping it in, getting it high.
Henry.
Not quite able to beat the front man, but it's going to drop to Alexander, and it looks like it's going to have a pop. And it's a great strike! It's an absolutely spectacular strike by Alexander! And perhaps the glimmer of hope for PSU National. They have about 7 minutes left in this game. Spectacular strike by Alexander. He must have been about 35 yards out. Arrowed it into the top corner, and National are not finished here.
I saw it from like 1,000 miles away.
You just see wind up. Normally when they wind up like that, it ends up going into Rose End. Or in this case, the Long Island Freeway, but not with Alexander. And I think that is only his 2nd goal of the season, Shaq. He, in their rout last weekend against Long Island,
He got one in.
he got played up front and got one. He's very happy with that goal, and I have to say it wasn't a particularly pretty goal last week. This week, I think if it's a different scoreline, I cannot imagine how delighted he would be. But a really super. And let's see, just to change the dimension, they've still got a lot to do, the National boys. Very little time left in this game. Only about 5 or 6 minutes, but you can see some of the belief restored back. And here's Reppin. Ed can't quite find his way through, but with the dancing feet doing well to win a throw off of the 2 Valencia players. And we have Tyler's come back on the right. And here's Solomon. Nice little check, but can't quite find anyone. And it's back with Kieran. And Shaq, do you think National perhaps with the glimmer? Not very much time left. What do you think, Shaq?
There's still hope.
You still hope?
There's still hope. It's not over until the last whistle.
Maybe we're lucky Coach James can get some Fergie time, and Long Island making 4 changes. And if PSU can grab themselves another goal in the next minute or 2, we are certainly in for a very exciting finish. And not quite sure what the referee's giving that.
Redo, I think subs are still making
Subs
while they.
just on the field.
Yeah.
And Ed feeding it back in to Kieran. Nice turn, and Ed just let the ball run away from him. And
I saw you coming.
Kieran, who's really been solid in the second half with another fantastic interception into Tao. Couldn't quite find Solomon that time, and they are so compact in the middle. The Valencia boys, really difficult to break down, and a little breakdown of communication there, but Alexander breaking through the middle, and he's around 3. And the goal scorer gallivanting force, he's played out to Jules and Tao, and he has 4 shots to aim for in the box. Brings it down, gets it across. Couldn't quite be the first man, but he's going to feed it back in. They're going to have another chance. Alexander with the header, and just couldn't get the power behind it. A fantastic run forward by Alex, who's taken the game by the scruff of the neck. And Bruno with a on pass forwards, and Bruno's going to have to be really alert to this. He's got 2 on him. Does well to find out to Aiden. And Aiden getting a good foot behind the ball. But Valencia winning out that battle in the middle this time. Hugo doing really well to win that ball back. And here it is with Alexander. And Ed with a little time to turn now. Repin just asking for it, and he's received it. And he's got a little bit of space to run into. And here he comes, cut on the left. And he takes the shot, and it's a really good strike with the goalkeeper. Valencia hearts through mouths for a second, but PSU really playing with a new lease of life right now. And it's back with the green shirts in the Valencia half. And here's Kieran with it on the right. Down to Tao. And here comes Solomon. Playing out to Jules. What can he deliver? It's gone in back post. And it was a tempting ball, but and Alexander is not playing like a centre back right now, more like playing like a centre forward. Beating 2 men, couldn't quite get the opportunity for the shot. And here comes Valencia now on the break, and Kieran has got a lot of ground to cover up, and he does excellently to make it up. And Shaq, what a terrific last 10 minutes this has been from
exciting,
the boys.
Very, very exciting.
And looks like we have Jedi coming back in. Tao coming off for a breather, as well as Ed. And Gavin back in at the right wing. And here he is now, Gavin on the right. And PSU, every time they get it, just looking to drive it forward. And he's around the left back as if he wasn't even there. And he's not quite managed to find anyone, but it's only a half clearance by Valencia, and they're right back at it. And here's Gavin again, just we take a little bit more time with that pass.
Go, Jay. Go, Jay.
It's off. Ref.
And Bruno with a fantastic recovery there. And Valencia can't get a foot on the ball right now. And Repin doing really well to get in front. Dagan has just come back on, trying to find Gavin. A little bit loose from Dagan.
Picked it up like it was a goalkeeper. He literally just... Mano!
Wow.
And the referee's given Valencia free
PSU
kick.
has certainly put Valencia on their back foot in this second half.
Really impressive from the boys. But Valencia getting exactly what they need right now, just to relieve a little bit of the pressure. A free kick inside of the PSU half. And we are really in the dying minutes of this game. And there is, in fact, the final whistle. PSU second best in the first half, but putting in an incredibly good second half display. And certainly the stronger team in the second half. And
if we just had 20 minutes to get into this game, certainly may have been a different scoreline. I think the boy really put on a good performance in that second half. First half a bit timid, I would say. Always second to the ball, but certainly put in a good shift in that second half.
yeah, and I mean, what about Alexander's strike shack.
Oh, that's a screamer. That was a screamer. I saw it from Park Slope coming all the way to Long Island. I saw it. I saw it coming down.
And he had so long to think about it, didn't he?
Yeah, he had time to pick his spot, and he certainly did a perfect job at it. So that was extremely, exciting to see for him scoring goals back to back. Because you said he did get one in the first game, and now having one in the second game as well. A crucial one. I think the boys really needed this one in this game. Certainly would do a little impact to their confidence. You know what I mean?
And in terms of, there was some really strong performances out there by the PSU boys. Is there anyone who really stuck out as a man of the match for you today?
The man of the match would certainly go to Jedi. I think every time he's in the game, he certainly changed the game. If he had started the game, maybe a different scoreline. I think he put in a really, really good shift, being able to clean up all the little bits and bits right in the midfield area that Solomon Dagan was kind of losing it there. But Jedi really did a good performance.
Well done, Jedi. He was all over it today. And so in terms of where that leaves National, they are now level on points with Valencia at the top of the table. Valencia do have a game in hand in them, but I believe PSU have a much stronger goal difference after a couple of their very handsome wins recently.
So we are level on points?
Level on points. One game left against Asphalt Green, another strong team.
So both teams have a game in hand for the rest of the season?
Just Valencia. Valencia have a game in hand. So if Valencia win, they will be 3 points clear. Both teams have to play Asphalt Green in their remaining fixtures. How do you think they approach, PSU boys personally, approach that game against Asphalt Green? Strong team, their final game of the season next weekend.
Approaching that game, I would say they have to probably go direct and get those early goals in, because you see at the youth level, that first goal in the game has a big, major impact on the rest of the game, especially when considering our PSU teams. If you look at it, when the team score first on us, it's really hard for our boys to actually dig deep and get back in the game. Certainly, Coach James want to go deep, trying to get some early goals on Asphalt Green. Send a warning to them right away.
And playing such a strong team today. And would you say they showed that they can play at that level? Valencia coming in really strong today.
I think we showed that we can play at a higher level. Despite the scoreline, I think the boys played well overall. Despite losing the game 3-1, the boys can certainly play at a high level. And I feel like if they continue to play at this high level, the sky's the limit for some of them.
Well, Coach Shaq, thank you so much for joining me in the commentary box today. Thank you.
As always, Josh, it's my
cold.
pleasure.
Yeah, let me feel that hand. Is it still going to be on tomorrow, or are you going to have to get amputated?
No, it's going to be on.
It's going to be on. Okay. Coach Shaq, thanks so much. I think we will try and see if we can get maybe an interview or two from
some of the coaches.
Some of the coaches, perhaps. We've got Coach Note or. Let me know. Let me clip this on for you. What did you make of that game? A game of two halves, really.
I'm actually very proud to be part of PSU after watching that game. They definitely outplayed the opponents today. Played a lot of great soccer, and I'm really proud of the boys. I think, in my opinion, we were the better team, and it wasn't even close. We just, were unlucky with some of the calls, and we didn't score chances.
Yeah. And what was it about the boys, the national boys' performance that really, pleased you most?
I think to me is the grit in the midfield, the way they were able to possess the ball, win the 50-50 tackles. Definitely shut the opposing team down in the second half totally, where they had absolutely no chance to score, and we were the one creating the chances. I just think we were a bit unlucky with the calls and not getting the ball in the back of the net.
What did you make of that referee call that led to the penalty? I could hear you not necessarily the happiest.
I don't think what I want to say about that call should be said on camera. That was definitely rubbish.
I have to say, I do feel quite similar.
Yeah. I think that was unfair to the boys. After you played that well, to get that call against you, that really hurts. The way they played it. So, yeah. But that's how the game goes. It's a cruel game. You have to score your chances.
And obviously, you've been with the clubs right from the beginning since 2012, and some of these boys have been there since 2012. What does it mean to you seeing them now?
I think,
growing up.
I think that's what makes me so proud because I've coached some of these boys when they were really small, you know, and to see them develop into the players they are today, I mean, that just speaks volumes of when you put in hard work, you can see the results. So I'm very proud. I'm absolutely proud about these boys and what they've done and what they've been able to accomplish so far.
And finally, you got any games tomorrow, Coach Day?
Yeah, I actually have 2 games tomorrow. I have an 8 a.m. and a 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Lyon and
Roger Bleu.
Roger Bleu.
Yeah.
And I believe Roger Bleu and Arsenal are having a rematch next week in the scrimmages.
You know, I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Comfortable win for you guys last time, but I've got a few starters back. I'm hoping we can give you a bit more run for the money.
I mean, it's always going to be fun, though. That's the main thing.
Yeah,
it's going to be fun. We're going to enjoy it, and I mean, the boys will be excited because we love battling with you guys. It's always a fun time.
Yeah. All right. Well, Coach Shande, thanks so much for the thoughts and
yeah, thank you.
And thanks for helping build this amazing club that people like me can then come into and stream this.
We're happy to have you, Josh.
Honestly, a pleasure.
Keep up the good work, man. Good stuff.
Thank you. All right, guys, we're going to try and grab an interview with Coach James. We'll see if he's in the mood. So let's just go over. James. Don't go anywhere, guys. We're going to be right back with Coach James. We're going to try and grab an interview with Coach James and maybe a few of the boys. All right, we're back here with Coach James. Coach James, a really impressive performance by the boys. Tough scoreline though.
Tough scoreline. Extremely good team. Gotta give a shout out to Valencia. They came very prepared, structurally, tactically, just very impressive to watch. It was a great test for us as well. I think we started off a little bit slow, a little bit maybe underestimating them a little bit, and you know, those 10 to 15 minutes, they're deadly. You're down 2-0 before you even know it. So it was tough for us to get our footing into the game. But as the second half went on, I thought we did a better job. We got a chance to grab back a goal, but I felt like it was one of those days where, you know, it was going to be tough for us to get a result. So just got to congratulate Valencia for a really, really well-played game.
And in terms of the second half performance, certainly Valencia looked the strongest in the first, but second half, National really on top. What do you think really the boys changed to get up to that level?
I think they just didn't come out ready enough. I think they, like I said, underestimated the team. Once they get into their mode, I felt like they were playing a little bit better. It's something that we're working on, something that we have to correct for sure. And but you know, I put the ball in their court. You know, I said, listen, we're down 2-0. I think we're better than this. There's a chance they might score. If they do, we keep going. We're going to keep going. We're going to tie the game. We'll go for the last minute. Be patient. Unfortunately, we couldn't get that tie, but I'm really happy with the way they finished the game. I think it's one of those games where it's very easy for the kids to give up, but they stuck with it, and we go back to the drawing board on Monday and keep improving.
And they certainly showed great character, particularly after that third goal, as you said. And what about that goal from Alexander. I think was last week his first goal he's ever scored, right?
It was the first goal he scored this season. He used to actually be a forward when he was younger, but he's known to hit it from there. We like him hitting it from there. You know, I love that he took that chance. It's a risk, but you know, you always want to encourage kids to do those kind of things, and he saw his shot and he did it. Really happy for him. I think he played extremely well, everything considered. So happy that he got to get that little bonus for him, and you know, he's a rock in the back, and you know, hopefully we can get some more goals in the future.
Yeah, and the final game of the season is going to be against Asphalt Green, another tough team.
Yes.
You hoping that you can start a bit stronger now that the boys have kind of had their taste of playing against a high-level team?
Yes, and that's the beauty of always playing these high-level teams, that we get to, it's a measuring stick. I can't be upset with the boys. You know, these guys are dealing with, you know, a lot more support in the sense of, you know, it's Valencia. Yeah. They're coming in, they have a field and everything. So we are playing a little bit behind the 8 ball, but it's always good to see where we stand. And I think it's, you know, a great learning experience. I know they'll take a lot from it, and it'll help us next week when we play Asphalt Green. Another really good team. I expect it to be more the same, a team that comes up prepared, tactically, structurally. They're going to know who our players are. They're going to try to mark them out, and there's nothing more we can do than that, but besides also come prepared and see what we can do.
Well, really looking forward to seeing the game next week. It was a really excellent performance by the boys, James. Congratulations. Thanks for putting on such a good show today, National.
Thank you, Josh.
All right.
Thank you for coming out.
See you there. All right, guys, and that does it for our coverage of National versus Valencia. It was a really high-quality game. National, unfortunately, not quite able to get the result. Valencia putting in 3 great goals, but what a fantastic goal by Alexander, 35-yard wonder strike, and I'm certainly going to enjoy watching that later. And guys, thank you so much for tuning in on this Halloween night. I hope you're staying warm. I hope you have a nice costume on. I hope you had plenty of candy, and we will see you all tomorrow for the Roma live stream. Good night, everyone.
On 3, United. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah!